I'm going to start our ClassLink training today by showing you how not to log on to ClassLink. If you go to classlink.com and then click Login, it'll bring you to a generic login screen. This is not how we get to our personalized Commerce ISD dashboard. So to get to where you need to be, you will browse to my.classlink.com/commerce, and you will see our logo and our login screen. Up here at the top, I have added this bar to try and help our students and teachers remember how to get in. So for our students, it's their 6-digit student ID number, which is also their lunch number. And then their password is their Google password, which is 8 characters. It's a 5-character word and a 3-digit number combined. For our teachers, you will use your first name dot your last name, similar to how it's set up for your email, but you will not include the @commerceisd.org. Your password is the password that you set up when you first logged onto your Dell computer. So it's your network login, and you should already have that once you've logged into your computer for the first time. In a minute, I'll show you how to set up this sign in with Google button. So you can always use your Google password once you set that up. Okay, so this is your ClassLink dashboard. I have a lot of icons. I have all the icons for the district. Some campuses have specific apps pushed out to them based on their curriculum, and then some are just resources that everyone in the district has access to. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Okay, we're going to start here at this top bar, and over here on the right hand side, you see a sign out button. Now, I recommend that you sign out whenever you leave your classroom or leave your desk for an extended amount of time, because these are the keys to the kingdom. Once you are in the system, all you have to do is click on an icon and it will automatically put you in that resource. So if you leave your classroom or leave students in your class and your computers open, they will be able to get to the gradebook, attendance, resources, anything that you have linked in here. So this is the keys to the kingdom. Make sure that you sign out when you leave your classroom and don't leave it open. Okay, let's start here with the settings. First of all, add a profile image. Why not? A picture of yourself, a logo, or you can choose one of these awesome logos down here. You know, who wouldn't want to be Halle Berry, you know? So we have all these great options here, or you can upload your own like I did. All of this information here is not editable because it's pulled directly from our LDAP, so that just needs to stay the way it is. You can always change your language though. If you would rather it be in Spanish or French, you know, you do you. And then if you want to change to military time, you can do that as well. Okay, our next tab is the theme tab. You can change the way your dashboard looks, color, sizes. However, I don't recommend that you change it here. I'll show you another place in just a few minutes where you can go and change your theme and preview it before you actually save it. App passwords. These are all your passwords that are saved in the system. Some app passwords you will put in and it'll save it as a password locker. Some of these will be things that are rostered for you and you won't even know what the password is. So just know that this is one of the places where you can go and change your password. I will show you another place in just a minute where it's a little bit simpler to go in and change an app password. Okay, our next tab is Auto Launch. When you open ClassLink, you have the option to open 5 apps if you want them. If you know that you use the same thing every day, if you want to open Google Classroom, Skyward, and maybe one of your resources to auto open every day, you can set it up here by toggling from disabled to enabled. Okay, sign in. This is already linked for you because this is how you were able to get into ClassLink in the first place. It pulls from our Active Directory and creates your account for you. This is the account that you're going to have to go in and add, which is your Google account. This is the link that will allow you to log in with Google at the initial login screen. So you will want to set this up. I'll show you in another place in a few minutes where it's also a benefit to have a linked Google account. And then last thing is security. It just lets you know where all you have logged into ClassLink, and if you want to go ahead and log out of everything in case you are afraid that someone has accessed your ClassLink, you can do that right here. Okay, so that is everything in settings. Next, we have tags. If you want to tag the resources to help find them later, you can do that. If you have a certain group of applications that you use for ELAR or a certain group that you use for math, then you can tag them there. There's also another place you can tag. I'll show you that in a minute. Then we have a search bar here at the top. If you get so many applications that you have to scroll, you might want to use the search feature. The next icon is our notifications icon. As you can see, I had one here. This is one that I received from ClassLink letting me know that I need to do the end of year preparations and prepare for back to school. So this is a spot where you might also receive a notification from ClassLink letting you know about trainings that are available. This is also a place where I can go in and add a notification if I wanted to show up on all teacher screens or all student screens. Okay, edit mode. This is where I recommend you go if you want to make any changes to the way that ClassLink looks. It's going to pull down another bar for you. The first thing we're going to look at is adding a folder. So if I add a folder, I can give it a name. I'm going to add BrainPop, and I'm going to make it the lovely orange color that Moby is. Kind of a dark orange color. If you know the hex number for a color, you can always put that in there. That's usually what I do, especially if I'm using our Commerce colors. There's a specific number, so it's the correct shade of orange. But for now, that looks pretty Moby-ish to me. So I'm going to create that. Now, once it's created, put it here. You can drag and drop, just like on your phone or tablet. You can drag and drop, and it'll go into the folder. This icon is supposed to reduce in size. Oh, it worked. Yes. It's kind of persnickety. There's another way you can do this. You can actually right click on top of an icon and you can add it to folder this way. That's a lot simpler. So now we have 2 BrainPop apps, and I'm going to go and add a third. So I have all my BrainPops here in this folder. If I'm tired of the folder situation, I'm tired of having everything all jumbled up, or if I have too many apps in a folder to where I can't see them, you can always delete a folder. If you do that, you can right click and remove the folder. Good news is that it does not delete the apps, because you technically can't, because that little lock sign right there, that lets you know that that is an app that I have added from the district portal. So it is locked, it is there for you, but it does remove the folder and puts the apps back in the mix. Okay, so adding a folder. Now let's go on to the next is theme. You have different choices here for theme. I'm in Classic. Primary makes big icons, white background, very simple for the littles. Might be simple for you too, and you can certainly change it to this if you like, or you can change it to professional. It adds all of your links on the left-hand side over here into a bar, so you can add your apps edit mode, and then all of these icons or buttons are also available down here at the bottom. Okay, so just for training purposes, I'm going to go back to Classic, because that's what I'm used to. Okay, our next option is app size. I have it at default. I'm not going to lie. Before I started this training, I had it on small, and then I decided, why? Why do I have them so small? So I set it to default instead. You can also choose large, which makes it very similar to the primary theme, but it's totally up to you. I'm going to go back to default. Okay, font style. You have 2 choices. I have it currently for the text to have a background, just because it changes colors throughout here, and it just pops out better to me. But you can also choose to just do a text shadow, which gives an outline to the actual text. It's just total preference. It does not matter which one you choose. Okay, color palette. I have gray because I think the gray blends in so nicely. But if I wanted to, I could choose a different color. If I choose orange, what it's going to do is going to change the color of the top bar up here, and then also these little keys and lock symbols. But since it's not the same color of orange as our orange, I'm going to change it back to gray because I am that picky. Can't help it, sorry. And then our last choice is custom wallpaper. I have pushed out this lovely Commerce ISD digital learning wallpaper, but if you prefer something else, you can use one of the many high-res photos that ClassLink has provided for you. There are many options. You can add a custom, so if you wanted to do a family picture or picture of your children or picture of your class, you can do that. Or if you just want a plain color, if all that in the background is distracting to you, you can just do a color, and if you wanted to have a specific color, you could do it that way as well. Okay, so that is everything in edit mode. Our next button is the app library. Now this is what really makes this tool come alive, in my opinion. Everything on your dashboard are things that I have pushed out for you based on what the district uses. This allows you to add apps based on what you use in your classroom. So if you have a web tool that you use year in and year out, if it's something that you love, you can add it as an app in your dashboard. I highly recommend that you personalize this, make it your own, use it in front of the students, encourage them to do the same. So we have lots of different apps. They are alphabetized first by number and then alpha, and they are also set up in categories over here on the side. In your dashboard, you will be able to see the teacher app library. The students will be able to see the student app library. These are apps that I have kind of crowdsourced, not really crowdsourced, but anyway, these are apps that I have recommended that you might want to put on your dashboard, but they are not required by the district. So, except for the parent square, it might actually need to be on yours. But these are applications that I recommend in the district, or that teachers have asked me to put here, either in the teacher app library or the student app library. Now, if you search and search and search and you can't find a link to an app that you normally use, you can add your own. So let's say that I wanted to add my Commerce ISD digital learning website. I can go to commerceisd.org and then departments, instructional technology, and then boop, there's my website. I'm going to take this URL and go back to ClassLink, and I'm going to add this URL here. And I'm going to put CISD, digital learning. I'm going to take off the CISD part. Yes, this popped up here. This is a little way in case you are adding an app that might already be in the app library that you didn't know about, you couldn't find it, but oh, there it is. This is a way for the system to kind of, based on what you are searching for, what you are adding, it'll give you a recommendation. But no, I'm not adding this app, so I'm adding my own app. The only thing I don't really like about this is when I go to select icon, it gives me a whole lot of icons that I can choose from, but it doesn't let me upload my own. And I want to use my lovely little C with the texts and the digital pixelated squares, but I can't add my own icon. So I'm not going to add this app today. But you have the capability to if you wish. Okay, so our last thing up here at the top is the menu bar. These are everything that is listed down here at the bottom except for the support docs. So if you need help with anything, you can always go to support and read up on anything. They have great trainings and things in there. You can also get training on your dashboard. I have webinars for admins because that's a kind of account that I have, but you would have webinars for instructors on your dashboard, and great webinars, great opportunities for learning and growth. Okay, let's go here to the middle. This is where everything lies. Like I mentioned earlier, please make this your own. Make folders, add apps, use it in front of the students. Our students have access to this as well. This is how they get to all their textbooks. And the more that you use it, the more that they'll see ways that they can use it. You will notice that there are keys and then there are locks. I've already explained the lock thing. The keys mean that there is a password needed to get into it. Some of the passwords are provided for you and some are not. So let's take McGraw-Hill here. McGraw-Hill is a resource that we have, a curriculum resource, and it is auto-rostered. What does that mean? It means that I have gone into McGraw-Hill's admin site and I have chosen which ones of our textbooks go with each one of our class sections based on our each campus's master schedule, what pulls from Skyward. So it takes all the students in that class from Skyward, teacher, subjects, everything, and it connects with McGraw-Hill and it automatically creates the accounts. Things like Skyward, it is not auto-rostered, which means that once you get an account created, you will click on Skyward and you will put in your username and your password, but then it will remember it for you. The thing about Skyward is that it wants you to change your password every 30 days. So instead of going up here and changing your password in settings, which is a little bit clunky, you can actually right-click on the Skyward app and you can edit your password here. There's lots of other functionality here. You can also set the auto launch here. Remember, you can only set 5. You can add to favorites. I love this feature because it actually if you really do use like only 5 things in here, it puts them at the bottom bar for you to access super easy. So I'm going to add Skyward to my favorites. I'm going to add Education Galaxy to my favorites. And I'm going to add Google Classroom to my favorites. So these are the tools that I might use a lot, and I want them right here at the bottom to access easily. Okay, let's see what else we have down here. Add to folder, I've already shown you that. You can do an app tag here as well as up here at the top. Edit password, report a buggy issue. So if you're having a problem with that app, you can report it there. Sort your apps based on name and type. You can add an app here, add a folder. Instead of going up here and adding a folder, you can do it here or change your background. One thing that I have noticed is when you sort your apps, it wants to do it by name or type, but if you try to actually move them around here on the board, it doesn't like it. It kicks it back. So it has a certain order. You just got to roll with it. Okay, so I think that's everything here about the middle. Let's go down here and look at my files. Well, let me explain this first. You have 5 buttons. No, I have 5 buttons. You have 3 buttons. You have Analytics, My Files, and Backpack. I don't have a backpack on mine. You have a backpack on yours. So this is where I can go in and track everything. But one thing that we share is the My Files, and this is one of the most awesome parts of ClassLink, in my opinion. Now, you notice that it opened another tab for you, so you have your dashboard here, and then you have your files here. On your screen, initially, you will see Favorites, you will see ClassLink Drive, and then you will see School Network. I have added Google Drive, which is my school one, and then my personal Dropbox. And how you add those is through Managed Services. So you connect your Dropbox. So this is my personal Dropbox files that I've had forever. And then this is my Commerce ISD Google Drive. This is the other place that I recommend that you connect your Google Drive because you can access all of your files together in one place. Okay, so let me show you a little bit about this and what really is the game changer with ClassLink and files. Our current teachers know about this, but when you use your Dell computer and you save files, it automatically goes into your home folder unless you choose to move them into Google Drive, or if you create a sheet or a slide or a doc, that automatically saves in Google Drive. But if you create a Word, Excel, or PowerPoint on your computer, it's going to save here in this home folder. The thing is that folder is not accessible everywhere because it is on our network. But ClassLink changes that. You can now access your school network files through ClassLink on any device, a laptop, a Chromebook, a Mac, anything. So this is my home folder. I don't use a Dell every day anymore. So a lot of these files are my kindergarten files from when I taught kindergarten here. But there are a lot of, all my files are here. Okay. Now, we also have the option of using the ClassLink drive. We have 10 gigs of data storage within ClassLink drive. So if you wanted to save files here or create files here, you also have this option. I have gone into here and I have created a welcome document, but if you notice, it is a Word document. You can actually create a Word, Excel, or PowerPoint file within ClassLink. It is similar to an Office 365 document. It's web-based. It's not on your actual computer. So this is a neat functionality that we didn't even realize was going to be here. So some of our students need to use Word, Excel, or PowerPoint for college classes or for something in your class that may be like specific to Word and not a Google Doc. So they can create here if they are on their Chromebooks, and they can save here. And like I said, they have 10 gigs of storage. Now you will see here that I have my welcome document, but I have started because I want it to be in my favorites. It is one of the files that I have starred. I'm going to click this here. And then this happens. Okay. There is a glitch right now when I'm recording this in ClassLink. It will not be there when you actually watch this. So what it's doing is when I click favorites, it's opening my Dropbox instead. But it should be opening up a page of everything that I have favorited. So what I have done is I have gone into Dropbox, I have gone into Google Drive, and I have gone to my school network, and I have starred different files to be favorites. So when I click on favorites, what it should show me are all of the files across all of my storage, cloud storage programs to be in one spot. And it'll do that for you when you actually watch this video. Another thing I want to point out to you, I'm going to go back to my ClassLink drive. Let's say that I have this welcome file that I have created, but I know that I have a welcome file from many years ago when I taught a different subject or I taught a different school district, and I don't know which drive it's in. I don't know where it is. And I don't really want to go into every single one of these drives and search it out. This little search bar over here will allow you to search across all of your storage drives. So I'm going to type in welcome here. Instead of just clicking go, I'm going to click this little down arrow here, and I'm going to say I want to search everywhere. So then I'm going to click go. And of course, it found this item in my ClassLink drive, but it's also searching my school network, my Google Drive, and my Dropbox. So looks like Google Drive has some welcome things in it. I don't think there's anything in my Dropbox, but there's probably a ton of welcome stuff in my school network. So this is a great way for you to go in and search all of your files in one place. Okay, so let's say that I'm in my files and I accidentally X out of my main dashboard. How do I get back to it without logging out and, going through all that rigmarole again? You can actually click on this little Easter egg right here that they have installed. Click on Commerce ISD and you can go back to My Apps, and it opens your dashboard for you. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you here on your dashboard is I mentioned that some of our apps are rostered and they are textbooks and some are not. So our main textbook publishers that we have here in the district we have McGraw-Hill, we have HMH, we have, that's HMH too. Where is it? Where's the other one? I don't have Pearson on here, or Savas. It has changed names. I don't have the Savas one on here. I may be missing it. But we also have Fountas and Pinnell, which is not really an online textbook, but it is used K2. And then we have our TEKS resource system, which is our official curriculum in Commerce ISD, but it is not rostered. You actually have to go in and click and enter your username and password. Oh, STEMscopes, there's the other one. This is also rostered. So you're new, you don't know what you have access to. A great place to go and see what you have access to is my digital learning website. So I showed you how to get there earlier from our Commerce ISD webpage. From here, you will go to training and then click on digital textbooks. Now, this is a list of everything that we have in the district as far as digital textbooks. Like I said, TEKS Resource System is the official curriculum of Commerce ISD. This is the scope and sequence that you need to follow, but then everything under here are resources that you can use to help teach your lessons. So we have Fountas and Pinnell, Savas, which used to be Pearson, HMH, and MHE. That's the other one, McGraw-Hill and HMH. So also STEMscopes. If you don't know what we have access to, I have everything listed here, and then a training link linked from the textbook publisher showing you how to use the resource. And then we have this crowdsourced list of tools in the district. So if you need to know what else you have access to, you can look by subject area and then by grade level, and you will see the little check marks. This is kind of a work in progress. It is a Google Doc. It is shared amongst our curriculum coordinators and myself, and we try and keep this as updated as possible. So this is everything that you have access to. So please go here, go often. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know. So this is everything that you need to know about ClassLink, except the URL to get to it. That is one of the main questions that I get, especially from a new teacher, is they don't know how to get to ClassLink. So what I want you to do, as soon as you finish this training, I want you to go to your Chrome browser. I want you to log in. Then I want you to go to your settings, and then click on Startup. And then right here where it says open a specific page or set of pages, I want you to go ahead and add my.classlink.com/commerce to a page that automatically opens for you when you open your Chrome browser. So then once it remembers your username and password, it'll be a two-click way to get into, actually a one-click way, to get into ClassLink each day. So be sure and take care of that as soon as you're done with this training. Okay, so thank you for attending my ClassLink training.